Man, ain't she a beaut. Hey everybody, it's Yuri with the GT Coalition. Today I'm going to be doing a bike check on a bike that I acquired just out of luck, how mint it is. So I'm going to go over it. This is a GT RTS-3 that I found. I was just occasionally I just spot check the Seattle Craigslist listings, and always interested in finding kind of finds like this, and this one I fortunately lucked out. The seller was listing this bike for 150 bucks. You know, only probably listed it to about 2 to 3 hours, or I found it 2 to 3 hours after he posted. But let's go over the whole bike. I think most of it, unless, you know, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong in the description box or the comments box below. but I think practically the whole bike is original. So we'll go over it kind of from front to back. Up front, it houses an elastomer spring. I don't know how good the elastomers are. I haven't taken a fork apart. An RST 171 fork. There's no adjustment whatsoever. No preload, compression, rebound, whatever. It is like that. You know, and the RTS-3, I think, was the base. Like there's obviously the 3, the 2, and the 1, and then the team edition. So you know, I wouldn't expect it to be as spec'd as upper level bikes or GT RTSs. It's kind of crazy. This is a 540 mil wide handlebar, which is exceptionally narrow by today's standard. You know, I rode it. Yeah, it's quite the experience. It's kind of crazy to think that, you know, back in my younger years, you know, you race on these bikes. So it's definitely a certain skill level to it. Here, I think even the brake pads are original because, you know, I can't find these pads, these specific Shimano pads anymore. So, I mean, they don't have that much mileage on them. Surprisingly, the Cantilever brakes, the Shimano STX drivetrain with the brake lever combo is awesome with the Alivio cantilever. It's like, wow, this is really good. It's really dialed in for it being cantilever brakes. Actually, I was impressed with how well the stopping power is on these brakes. Up here, it's a Tioga. It's a classic Tioga headset and the Diacomp A headset. It's, you know, 1 1/8 straight head tube, which is nice. Out back, we're playing around with an STX rear derailleur. I forget, I think this is how, wait, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, so it's a 21 speed. Wait, I just gotta make sure. 2 4 6, yeah, 21 speed. I haven't had a 21 speed cassette in a while. Actually, my other RTS-3, the red one, has it. Here, I'm probably not gonna race this bike really hard, or not. Actually, I probably won't even do it at all. Here, you know, just threw on a water bottle cage just for casual rides. I'm gonna swap out the pads. So anything I do on this bike, I'm just gonna be swapping out. And it'll be like the handlebar and stem, but I'm gonna keep the original parts. So if, let's say, GT wants to borrow another bike of mine, I can just pop, you know, the headset back on. I think I'm gonna bling it out with a Chris King headset. That's kind of fitting, but you know, kind of, I have other projects and with other RTS bikes that I do own, so we'll see. Unlike my other silver RTS, this has the rounded top tube. On the RTS ones and teams, it's just flat, and it's an older vintage, but you know, this is round, so it's kind of always the clue. If people are like, oh, it's a team edition bike, look at the back tube, or the top tube on the back, to see if it's rounded or not. Usually that's a good giveaway. Here, you know, it actually, the wheels are so true. I couldn't even believe it. They're not even really kind of marred up. This is from me. You know, I mean, they were clean when I first bought it for 150 bucks, by the way. These are the Araya. I haven't even seen Araya rims this good, you know, for so long, a mountain bike and ages like that look even this mint. These are the TM820 double walls. You know, I'm not gonna, if I do ride this bike, I'm just gonna swap out the wheels so I don't damage these or ding them up, because it is almost, it's practically, in my opinion, very good. It's excellent. It's in excellent shape. You know, I can't imagine myself riding if anybody's seen my videos, my style riding on this bike. I think it would be a great kind of just casual gravel trail bike for me, because I just love the condition of it. So, and it's really one of a kind to find something this mint. Here, I would have to replace this first shot. I'm gonna have to send this out to No Lean. It was leaking oil when I bought it. You know, go figure. It's never been serviced, you know, per the owner. So you know, No Lean will do a rebuild for 128, but to kind of be honest, I think I would just yank this and swap it out with a No Lean, or I mean not a No Lean, a Genesis, a Rissy Racing Genesis rear shock. So that's in the works. I can't believe it's even got the original GT grips. I haven't seen this since like my 90s Tempest that I bought, you know, that I had brand new. So it's kind of crazy. You know how shocking, like how good of a condition this bike is. Even the decals aren't too scratched up or anything, and I just love this bike. I just couldn't find. I was telling a lot of people, oh yeah, sorry. And in the back, it's got the Shimano Alivio hubs in there. They actually, I took these off and spun them. They spin really, really nice. Like even compared to my new bikes. So, and then back here, it's the classic 26 by 2.1, which people would, you know, say is narrow. It's the WTB Velociraptor. You know, tire combinations. So, you know, with the tire tread, like obviously this is the front, and then these little mud paddlers are like the back. And you know, a few, you know, when I showed this bike to a few people, they were like, man, I remember those tires, and they were awesome. I don't know if anybody remembers this, but these cranks you have to be very careful on. When I was back in the day, these are triples, and I'm going to keep it that way. For this particular bike, there's one RTS project that I'm going to buy pretty soon, but this one is kind of, it's a really good, I mean, this bike shifts amazingly well, but of course, like not even the chainstay is like really shredded up from getting ridden. And I dropped the chain checker on here. It's below the 0.75, so I mean it's still a very good chain. But if anybody remembers anything about the Shimano Alivio, these are Shimano Alivio cranks, and there were some Acera cranks. I know the Acera cranks got recalled, but I had a couple of these Alivio cranks as a kid, and I would break the arm off. I'm surprised I never shattered my ankle or anything. So, yeah, because I was going off truck loading docks and repeatedly. And you know, if you look how kind of thin they are, it's no surprise. But this has got a sealed, you know, it's a cartridge. It's not an external bottom bracket that you see nowadays, and it's just an amazing bike. I think later I'll do a kind of I'd love to just do a video where I'm riding on this bike and just doing some cinematic. So we'll see. I think that's in the future. It's just kind of gloomy out. So I didn't want to take it out for a spin, but I will soon. Anyway, also here, it's the 27, I think, yeah, it's a 27.0 rear seat post. Correct me if I'm wrong. I took the calipers to it. I got 27. So, you know, but I mean, I was hoping for, I'm not planning to swap out the seat post, just to let people know. I know there's like that 26.8, 27.0 debate on the seat post, but I was just hoping to put a dropper on here. I'm dead serious, but whatever. It is what it is for other GT RTS bikes. But this is my 4th GT RTS bike. This is my 3rd GT RTS-3, but in this condition, no, this is my only one. I have 2 red RTS-3s. One, this is the 18-inch frame. I have a red one that's an 18-inch frame as well, but I think it's a 95, and this is a 96, I believe. Again, for a lot of you GT nuts that know, correct, always feel free, you know, to politely put, you know, a correction down below. Just let me know. Here it's got this classic WTB saddle. I haven't seen these since, yeah, drooling over the GT catalogs, which is kind of nuts too, right? So I hopped on it. It's like still not a bad saddle. You know, the Silverado, they've done good on the Silverado. It's like they took this and made the Silverado to make up for like a certain few discomforts, but this it's cool. Here it's interesting. This is a 6mm bolt. And you know, the stem length isn't too long, but it's the clamp on here is I think last when I checked it, it was like a 25.4. So it's definitely not like the 31. It's not the 31 or even the 35 stem, but that, I mean, go figure, it's the times. But at least it's a nice quality GT handlebar. Doesn't, you know, back in the day before, you know, everything started saying Altera. So this is the bike check for the GT RTS-3, I believe from 96. And also I should say, I did have a previous one. I did have a previous RTS-3 just like this, but it broke right at the bottom bracket shell. So it split there. I'd taken the rear end off of my GT RTS-3 at the time. And you know, I was like, I'll keep the swing arm because it's got this, and I was like, it'd be cool to swap out the steel rear ends for this, just for, you know, the sake of doing it. I know that the aluminum rear triangles are a lot more, for those of you that don't know, the aluminum rear swing arms are prone to cracking a lot faster than the steel ones. The steel ones are, I've not had any cracking issues at all, because if they do crack, for these aluminum swing arms, it's usually here. Sometimes it hairlines out here, and that's not just me, that's a few other people that own the RTS. So I'm hoping that Kevin Rissy takes me serious. That'd be awesome, you know, because I was BSing with him at Sea Otter, like, make a replacement chainstay, like, you know, I don't know how much it costs, but he's got, you know, he's an expert builder, so hopefully it wouldn't be too expensive, and it'd help a lot of us that love these bikes keep them around. So we'll see. That's why if there's some, you know, whatever happens, I'm probably going to send him an intact piece and see if we can build a replacement. So you know, I got to reach out to him about machining something, and then hopefully, you know, it obviously won't look original to spec, but at least you'd have a rideable bike. This cool and still aluminum. But anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Yeah, I love talking shop with a lot of you guys on the social media, on, you know, the YouTube comments. I like that you guys enjoy me doing ridiculous stuff on these bikes. So of course, you know, feel free. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna do another bike check. It's an update on 2 bikes: my sensor, my iDrive sensor from 2013, my GT sensor comp. I'm definitely, because I got the GT RTS sensor Elite in from 2019, I'll be doing a bike check on that. Also, because I just got that literally yesterday, it's in the shop getting Magura brakes put on. I love Magura brakes. Just such an awesome bike too. And also a few other, I got the 2019 GT Zascar Carbon Pro frame with my parts from my 2018 Zascar, because I cracked it. So I know some people are like, don't ride it too hard, you'll crack it, and it ended up happening. So hey, you guys, you know, you guys won that one. But you know, GT honored the warranty, so that's pretty awesome. That's good on them. But anyway, talk to you. I'll stay tuned for other videos. Kind of excited. You know, just kind of a gloomy month, and see where we go from there. All right, take care, guys. Bye.